This is Squadron Leader, Mr. Everything, and I'm coming to you again with another one of our Flight School for Noobs video. And this video is primarily geared or aimed towards members of the squadron because what it is going to show you is an acceptable paint scheme, or what I should say is our squadron colors. And so pay particular attention to the applying the camouflage to your planes, so that when we're flying in formations of more than 2 or 3 guys, when we're actually flying in realistic matches or what have you, we will actually have our squadron all looking the same, or at least very closely. Okay, so I pull up my Spitfire 5 Charlie, okay, and that's the plane you're seeing right here. And that actually is kind of our naval camouflage, but don't worry about that. Don't really worry about the skin so much, because when you go to customization, not all planes can adjust their skin, so we just have to kind of accept whatever plane skin is Gaijin puts on their planes for us, okay? But if you look down here, you're going to see that I have 4 decal slots. Not every player is going to have 4. Some players only have 2, and the reason why that is they don't have premium time. To get 4, you either have to have a certain type of plane that allows you to have 4 slots, whether you get premium time or not, like Thatch's Buffalo, or you're going to be playing with just 2. Okay, the most important piece right now, currently, as the squadron stands now, is this blue shield. Okay, that's a blue shield backboard. You need to earn that or buy it. Okay, now you can earn that by, if you notice down here, it says battles against other players. You only need to win 25 battles, but you have to be in German or Italian players' vehicle. German, Italian air vehicles. Okay, so once it might be all air vehicles and then just German and Italian. No, I'm not sure. I think it's just German and Italian. And if you play in realistic battles, it's ×2, so every win counts as 2 wins. And simulator battles, every win counts as 3. So arcade is 1 for 1. So you just win 25 battles. It shouldn't take you. Everybody should have this unlocked in no time flat. But if you don't play German or Italian planes, go ahead and just play some tier 1 Italians for a bunch, for a couple of rounds, and then you'll unlock it. Okay, and so what we do is I'm going to remove all the decals so you can see kind of a fresh paint. Okay, that's a fresh paint job, right? Okay, so click on the decal, and those of you that this is the first time customizing your plane, that's cool. You can actually kind of learn how to do it right here. And there is a list of categories of what kind of tags or decals you can put on there. And for our squadron, you'd actually find it under Axis. Okay, and I understand that's weird, but we take Axis, and then you got your backboard right here. So we click the backboard, right? Now we can place it anywhere on the plane. If you notice, it's upside down if I put it on the wing. Well, if you hold your left alt down, I don't know if you can do it with the right alt. Yeah, the right or left alt, and then roll your mouse wheel, it'll actually spin and turn. Okay, so you can align your backboard however you want. Okay, so I want the backboard aligned like that. Okay, and then you really don't even have to mess with that. And the size, you hold shift down and you also roll your wheel, and you can actually make it as big as it'll go, or you can go as small as, maybe you just want to put it somewhere on the fuselage or something like that. But for this purpose, we're making it as big as we can go, right? Doesn't have to be as big. Let me back that up. You just have to be able to cover your entire tail. That means if you have an opportunity to, make sure it covers the front of your tail fin, your tail wing here, okay? So we're going to go 2-sided. What that means is when I put it on this side, you'll actually see it on this side also. Okay, so far so good, right? Well, I got to put it, I'm looking at the bottom right? I've got to put it there because we've got to have it right in front of your propeller or your wing. So let's make it a little bit larger so the back side is, the back yellow part's invisible, like it's off the plane. Just like that. So now you got your tail covered, and you've got both sides covered. Okay? So that's the way the blue goes on your tail fin. That one item right there, that one piece right there, is the Squadron paint scheme. Okay? Now, as you get rank, we might add other additional pieces that might go onto your plane. Like we have this thing called, and I probably should use it. It's common, I think. No, or is it allies? It might be allies. Yeah, it's right here. You have the Squadron Leader's Pennant. I probably should be flying that. That is for the 242nd Squadron. That's not our squadron, but it is a Squadron Leader's Pennant. I probably should fly it. Or this right here is a Wing Commander's Pennant, which if I move up to being a wing commander, because our squadron gets so large, I become a wing commander. Whoever takes over the individual squadrons might need to have that. But that's just an option. That's just something that you might want to do, and you might take that and you might shrink that down because that's way too big. And you can have that placed anywhere on your plane. A lot of people put it like right here, you know, or under your cockpit, or behind your roundel. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a status symbol thing. All right, so now we go to other options. Okay, here we go. We go to common. Okay, and once you unlock this or this, really, you probably could use this as effectively. But we take the triangle, or I should say the diamond from the playing cards, and we're going to put this on our nose. Now we're going to have to, we don't have to, but if you roll it 90 degrees, it becomes longer down the fuselage, right? And then remember, we've got to go two-sided because we want it to be on both sides at the same time. And then we enlarge it. We enlarge it a lot. Maximize it or whatever. Now, take a look right here along where the wing hits the fuselage. We want to have that right over that. You notice how it's distorted right there? We don't want it to be distorted. So you go right over that. Maybe I'm going to go forward enough so that the point of the triangle, the triangle you're looking at, is actually kind of centered. We don't want the point to be up here or down there, because you notice things start to get distorted. You want it to be kind of just right in the middle, just like that. Right about there. Boop, there you go. So now, so effectively, if you've got two options, you got two slots for your paint schemes because you're not a premium player, you just go ahead and put the blue and the red there and fly just like that. And that's perfectly fine. Okay? If you are a premium player, or if you have, for some reason, 2 additional decal slots, you can put anything on your plane within reason. But you can put anything on your plane because that's kind of like your personal marking or your personal standings or whatever. And what I like to do is I like to put different roundels over the current ones, because these are the subdued roundels and this is like the Royal Air Force roundels. If there was one that was called the Royal Navy, then I would use it. But the Royal Navy uses pretty much the same one. So let's see. Sometimes I put victory marks, like if you've got, I don't know, a crazy number of victory marks and you want to put them all underneath your wing, you can go do that, you know. That's cool. If you want to, okay, whoa, what was that? Yeah, there we go. That's interesting. Shot down by turret. Well, screw that. I don't want to be shot down. Okay. Where is it at? Allies. Yeah, allies. There's the normally the RAF roundel, but there's also an RAF roundel A1. Now, just so you know the difference between the British and the French, the British have the blue outer circle, and the French have the red outer circle. So don't get confused there. What's that? That's Royal Lost. Oh, here it is. This is the one I just unlocked, and I just wanted to check it out to see what it looks like on the plane. I'm gonna enlarge it. Yeah, so to me that is sexy. Burns up a lot of my slots, which I really don't need to use. I'm just taking a look at it. See, it's also on the underside because I put two-sided. I might fly that. If I ever want to, because it matches this, right? If I ever take that off, I could always put like my flight leader name on here or something, but I'm going to leave it just like that. And then all you do is just hit back, and that saves it. Now you're next time you fly, that's what it's going to look like. All right, now I hope that helped you out on applying decals, even for those that are, see, there's the blue tail, there's the red nose, and no additional decals. So let's just try something different this time. You go to customization right here, right? Now this guy's got multiple camouflages. He could be the 92nd Squadron, and it shows that it's flown by Neville Duke of the 92nd Squadron. So if I click it, I'm not buying it, but if I click it, you'll see that the outer skin changes with some additional letters. And this is what his plane looked like. If you want to fly that, that's perfectly fine. But just paint the tail blue, give your nose a red. Actually, that might suffice. We'll have to figure out if that's actually good enough. And then, oh, wait. I'm not buying that. I could always unlock it. Let's see what kind of decals. Now, this is something that as the squadron grows, we're going to probably, well, we're definitely probably going to, okay. We want to have a symbol on the tail, not just a blue tail, but myself and the XO, we've had a little discussion on, because most people don't have but maybe 2 slots. And if we use up a slot for the blue shield and then another slot for the item, that uses up too many, of your slots, and then we can't have the red nose. So, because you can put an item on there, like, put something on top of the blue and it looks really good. Okay. That's another thing. On top of, this is going to be the level at which it's applied. So if you put the shield on the end, let's say, and then you put the skeleton on the first one, the skeleton would actually be under the blue and you wouldn't be able to see it. So make sure you put the shield first, diamond second, and then personals after that. But so the discussion was that in the future, once we kind of basically finalize it, we're going to find one of these roundels, pennants, symbols, or something to actually be the tail and not necessarily the blue shield. So as of right now, it is the blue shield as a temporary, because we're eventually going to take that off, right? And then we're going to put something on the shield that represents our squadron, like something like that, or something like, well, I don't think that would do it. We could do that, but that's not it. We're looking, and then what's really cool is we're looking at the everything, the axis, maybe this, but we want it to cover the tail with a full shield or something like this, or maybe like that, or like that. We tried the, yeah, that one actually might look good. Do I want to buy it? No. That's the Croatians. Something like that, or we could just, but it's, I know it's German, but we tried this for a while. you know, on the tail. We blew it up, so it was like that, you know. It was, but we decided against that because it's just too wild. Um, Actually, see, that's not bad. But the problem with those solid colors are that they don't have a design built into them, and that's kind of what we're looking for. Now the Axis actually have quite a few of these that are pretty cool. I should say the Germans. These right here. Now, like as an example, we have the, you know, the unidentified Luftwaffe or whatever, like the circle with an arrow, right? And that's kind of generic, in my opinion. That is kind of generic, and it would work really well to put on a tail. It would make us white tails with arrows. Now, if you press F, it flips the item, so you can actually, but you can always use, remember, you can always use Alt to roll the item too. So let's say, let's go the other way. You know, just putting it out there, thinking of cool designs or whatever. We don't know what we want yet. You know, it could just be that. You know, so that's something we're just experimenting right now. The squadron's so young that, you know, and this one, that's a possibility because it's all blue with the bird, or the Edelweiss is like really dark blue with the flower. We're kind of falling in love with this one because that's kind of a cool looking design. You know, we could do something like that, you know, or maybe, you know, something like that, or whatever. You get the idea. All right, as of right now, the squadron is using the blue shield, two-sided, temporarily. And we're also using the red nose. I'm going to try this just to see if that's a possibility. It looks wider. Yeah, I mean that can be used. Let's go to two-sided. Yeah, that looks good. Doesn't have to be the diamond, it can be the hard tube. Just the red one. Just so you cover the nose with red, cover the tail with blue, and then everything else is gravy. What I'm actually planning on doing, what I think I want to do, is go to, I think it's common. Maybe it's not common. I mean, you got eyeballs, you can put them up there, or whatever. Teeth, you can put them up there. Yeah, these guys right there. If I had those wings, I could grow them and they would just be sitting here with the point of the wing going out there, and then I'll flip it over here and have it go that way. So that's what I plan to do with my wings once I unlock that. I'm only about halfway through. Alright, so thanks for coming out and checking out this tutorial paint guide, and I'll see you in the air.